Good morning, Daphne here. Thank you for sending in your next essay. Just a note of administration. Please send me each time one task 2, which is this one, and the corresponding task 1. This is to do with the fact that I need to monitor the progress you're making. And if you just send me a task 1 one day, a task 2 one day, it just gets really confusing. So we ask all our students to send each time one task 1, one task 2. So at the moment now you need to do me 2 task 1s before you do any more task 2s, okay? The task 1 connected to the third essay you did, and then the task 1 connected to this essay. That would be very kind. Thank you. Okay, so people are becoming dependent. Um, so the most important word in this essay is dependent. Okay, we need to really show the examiner we understand what this word is, and this is the key meaning. Okay, the key word. It's not about talking about how much we like the internet. That we need to really show we understand this word in order to get the above a band 6.5. Okay, this is to do with task achievement. So experts throughout the developing and developed world have debated whether the advent of sophisticated modern technology, including cyberspace and communication devices, has improved individual social life or the opposite's been the case. Now, be very careful here because this is not the question. Okay, the question is absolutely to do with dependence on it. So, is the fact that I use the internet all day long a benefit or a disadvantage? The benefits obviously would be that I can work from home. Fantastic. I'm now remote working. That suits me fine. The disadvantages obviously are the mental health implications, the fact that especially for teenagers, they spend a lot of time on their phones, don't they? We all know that's a bad thing. So I'm a little bit concerned here. Number one, I'm talking about cyberspace, but also that this you're talking about social life. So let's just see where we go, okay? On one hand, there's ample evidence that market trends, maybe, or you mean market sales, high-tech sectors, and even social relationships have been improved. Okay, have been improved, present perfect there, and passive, by such technological advancements. So we can use present perfect here because it started in the past and it hasn't finished. So it has been improved by technological advancements. Okay, the central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, it's assumed that flexible stock markets rely mostly on cyberspace by creating a safe trading network between investors and companies. Secondly, space programs have. Now, had suggests it's finished. Have apparently utilised them, which has facilitated. So always here, present perfect, it hasn't finished. Communication between astronauts and space centres. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so have and has. So that's just a grammatical thing. Third, individuals can connect freely without geographical barriers. Okay, so I'm just going to pause there and just look at this bit first, because for this bit, to be really honest with you, I don't feel that you're on the right topic. Okay, so you'd have to say if you're going to rescue it, you'd have to say, but have been improved by workers and individual reliance on such technology. So you need to say, I think, who the people are, and you need to get in this key word here, reliance on. Now, reliance on connects to this idea of it being this whole idea of the disadvantage. And I'm just going to link this up for you here. Yeah. So what you've got to do here, it's really, really important. I can't stress this enough. You've got to make sure that you are answering the question. Okay. Reliance on, here we go, dependent on such technological advances. Okay, so the reason is threefold. I mean, yes, You can mention the stock market if you want, which links back to market trends, but I'm worried here because you're kind of anyway, you're kind of answering the wrong question. But here, if you want to talk about stock markets, which links you back to you talk about technology, so flexible stock markets, safe trading networks, okay, and then what's important about that, which has meant that our traders no longer have to rely on face-to-face interaction. So you would need this relative clause, which, to explain your point. It's really important to develop the points. Don't give me 3 points because you're not developing them. Give me 2 points or even one really good point and develop it properly. Secondly, space programs have apparently utilized them. So what? Internet and phone? I mean, yeah, okay. Which has facilitated, okay, good. Okay, that's fine. This, for me, I would forget the space and I would use this as your second point. Okay, can connect freely without geographical barriers, and this has enabled regular users to keep in touch without risking loneliness, because you go on to talk about loneliness. Okay? So this is important. So these explanations, these developments are really, really important. Okay. So do you see my point again here? Regular users. This is this idea of dependence. So all the way through, I'm connecting my point back to the key word in the question. Then your example. Recent research demonstrated that the advent of has improved economies. Yep. Okay. I mean, yes, that may be true, but again, we haven't got this idea of reliance on. Now that is important. That's a good point there. Okay, so that's very relevant. So expand on that one. Here, when you talk about, when you're using this although, it must be not if you've gotten that. Don't use although there, that doesn't quite work. That these could enhance social withdrawal, yes. If you want to use although, you'd have to say that although they could enhance social withdrawal, comma, they are fundamentally life-changing for the good. I mean, that's not the best sentence, but that just gives you an example. So although something negative, comma, something positive. It's a difficult structure, that one, worth practicing a little bit and look at some examples. But although something negative, comma, something positive. That's how we would use it in a sentence. Okay. Yes, okay, but did you see the point? I don't keep on repeating myself. We're not on the right question here. Okay. Here, although there's a case for information superhighway and phone in, there's a positive case for it, you'd have to say, for an advanced, yeah, impact cannot be overstated. Are we saying here the negative impact? Be really clear. Cannot be overstated. So the negative impact of depending on, so get back to the key word again, show the examiner you're on track, cannot be overstated. Because these, plural, have apparently reduced social interaction. So watch out, you're using past perfect here, but you want present perfect actually there. Yeah, so expand this, resulting in. So always explain your answer rather than just adding more information. Develop each point fully. This is really the issue we've got, is to do with task achievement. Because Every question you get, you must expand your answer, develop your points as much as you can, or you cannot score a band 7 for task achievement because you won't have developed the essay enough. Giving a list of points uh, doesn't work. You need to show you really understand them and show you can explain them, I think. So furthermore, radical groups are using social media to explain that. Okay, what's the problem? Which, da, da, da. Okay, so explain everything with your relative clause here. For instance, study showed that approximately 30,000 accounts linked to the Middle East are broadcasting. I think I would prefer you to say may be broadcasting. It may be true, but you need to kind of suggest military crimes. Okay. Become more isolated. Yes, this is a very good point here. So I like that. More that constant use of or constant reliance on or overuse of the any of these get you back onto your point. So we're rescuing it, okay? You may find you write the essay, then you check it over and you think, oh no, I've gone off point. All I'm doing here is rescuing it. I've only made the advantages of using the aforementioned mediums for daily use or for daily life or something like that are invaluable. Okay, not unvaluable is nothing. Invaluable, funnily enough, is very good. Okay, invaluable. And okay, so you can see now that that's not really the question. Okay, what I suggest is that you rewrite that. You don't, I mean, I'd like to have a look at it. I won't correct it like this, but I would like to have a look at it and make sure that you understand what's happened here. Very good to do this now. Most students, just to reassure you, make a mistake on this essay, and it's a very good, it's just important just to emphasize really understanding the keywords in the question. Okay? Lots of good stuff in here. Don't be disheartened because I've focused on the task achievement, but there's lots of good stuff in here. Also, watch your tense work, okay? Present perfect rather than past perfect. Past perfect, we don't use it that often. Let's also have a look at maybe including a conditional sentence in here. If something happened, something else would happen. That would be quite useful here. And otherwise, well done. Very good language, really good lexis and vocabulary work. Thanks very much.